Battlefield 2042 heralds a bold new direction to what Battlefield as a series does best. All-out warfare on an absolutely massive scale. The gameplay trailer alone shows 2042 is aiming to be the biggest, baddest Battlefield ever released, and DICE is so confident in what their team has built that they're pushing all of their chips towards one idea. 2042 is all multiplayer all the time. There's no campaign and there's no announced battle royale either. Now, as far as the campaign goes, hey, that's fine. Let's be real. Most of us play Battlefield for nearly every other reason than following a story mode alone by ourselves. But the free-to-play FPS market of the last few years marks a fundamental shift in multiplayer gaming, in our opinion. Yes, DICE have attempted a BR with Firestorm, and it didn't work out, I think it's fair to say. But is it the right call, because of that relative misstep, to ignore the benefits of the biggest selling points that modern free-to-play FPS games have? Today, that's what we're going to be exploring. By not even attempting a BR for 2042 and attaching a $70 cost of entry into their amazing new playground, are DICE leaving an entire potential fanbase of casual players out in the cold? Or are they simply catering exclusively to the fans they know they still have while hoping to generate more?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
The new footage of 2042 looks, in a word, amazing. From the massive destructible maps that change throughout matches, player counts on next gen hitting 128 players, the sheer variety of vehicles and the absolutely ridiculous amount of things all happening at once, it's clear that DICE have a singular strategy in mind: give players more Battlefield than ever before. And that's not a bad thing at all. The trailers for 2042 show DICE is more in tune with their community than ever, working to right wrongs or missteps of recent releases like Battlefield 5 and focus on a spiritual follow-up to one of their most beloved titles, Battlefield 4. Right now, the marketing for 2042 acting like a sequel to Battlefield 4 couldn't be more clear. They aren't trying to follow the market trends, they're trying to forge their own path by reminding us of why we love Battlefield in the first place. And to be honest, we're ecstatic to see that. However, that doesn't mean leaning on paid multiplayer and not offering a BR type mode isn't a massive risk to take in today's market. As fans of Battlefield, we must feel in the back of our minds that for a modern game to truly be a widespread success, what they actually need is healthy player counts and active servers. And right now, the best ways to secure both of those crucial ingredients is to make use of the things that DICE are deliberately shunning, namely some sort of free-to-play large player count format like a BR. It doesn't have to be a BR, but something like that. Now, Battlefield has always been unique in the multiplayer landscape, and nobody else has, or really can, offer a sandbox quite like theirs. Because of that, the more Battlefield strategy is a solid place to hedge bets. But no game exists in a vacuum. Even the most popular franchises out there right now are only staying that way by evolving to the new market. Let's go back in time for a moment, back to 2018, and look at what Battlefield's traditional rivals, COD, did in an attempt at the multiplayer-only model for what they must have believed were pretty good reasons too. Not so long ago, no multiplayer could match Call of Duty. They were the juggernaut most just tried to emulate. But that standing still in the market wasn't enough to keep players coming back. Fortnite had exploded on the scene, and they largely tried to ignore its impact on said market. Even the casual fan service BR Blackout couldn't help Black Ops 4 because it ignored a key tenet of what was attracting the casual fan base in the first place, and that was free to play. Because of that, Black Ops 4, an all-around solid title, like it wasn't Ghosts or anything, still rests as one of the worst selling CODs of all time simply because it refused to adapt to the changing world around it. So, the difficult question we as Battlefield fans have to ask ourselves is Battlefield 2042 setting itself up to repeat the same mistake? Now, let's bring ourselves back to fairly recent times. Call of Duty took drastic action after this misstep. They changed. They created the new juggernaut Warzone, and the new title, Call of Duty Cold War, is only now really a success because its content, weapons, etc. are helping to expand the real COD experience, the free-to-play Warzone. And Activision Blizzard aren't alone in this. Even Halo Infinite sees the tides turning and is pivoting to be released on Xbox Game Pass with a free-to-play multiplayer. Two of the biggest franchises of all time have now changed their tune because, as it turns out, they weren't too big to fail, actually. Don't get me wrong, free-to-play definitely has its weaknesses. Namely, if people don't stick around, no money is made and games can die even quicker than normal. Or, because of the nature of how new accounts work, cheating can become a very real problem in a short space of time. I'm looking at you, Warzone. But a part of those weaknesses is also free-to-play's real strength.
Well, my weaknesses are actually strengths.
Because free-to-play player numbers simply dwarf anything else. And when it comes down to it, players, an active, engaged community are all that keeps a game vibrant and alive for the long term. So, to DICE's double-edged sword, 2042 is catering to us, the Battlefield fans, and 14 million views on their reveal helps show that there are definitely still a lot of us that love the game. But how are DICE going to entice the rest of the market, the casual players, to keep this train rolling? Because the unfortunate truth is, they need to. If they don't, money might not be spared by EA to support, update, and release new content for the game, even if the people that are playing it really love it. Because those resources will be applied towards the games that are continuously making money. Battlefield has always attracted a unique fan base because Battlefield is a unique shooter. They offer an experience that no other game is able to, and that's what DICE are counting on. They're betting on just how unique their game is in the market and how devoted its fans are. In other words, they're betting on us and themselves. And this is an unequivocally risky and bold move. But every single aspect of DICE's marketing has had the fans in mind. They're creating viral videos in trailers, they're announcing a secret mode as a love letter to the fans, they're showing off those only in Battlefield moments as much as possible. They're emphasizing every single strength documented by Reddit posts, YouTube reactions, and what a community of over 20 years fundamentally love about the series, and that is amazing. DICE is convinced that we'll love what they've made so much that will encourage our friends that the $70 cost of admission is well worth the investment. And that simple fact shows how confident they are in what they're making. But we do need to admit that that's still an extreme gamble, and the odds, admittedly, feel like a long shot when we consider the rest of the FPS market. This game has to be generationally amazing, like Battlefield 4 actually was at the dawn of the last gen of consoles. But if their years of devout focus on creating an immersive, intense, and exciting next-gen multiplayer experience turns out to be something gamers simply can't get anywhere else, 2042 might just be the game to break through the extremely small BR storm circle of those giants left standing. And personally, I hope to see that happen. But what do you guys think? Will 2042 be able to succeed in the modern PvP market without featuring free-to-play or a BR at launch? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. It really helps us out, and we can't wait to see you guys next time.